Welcome to DeFichain Demystified, where we dive deeper in special topics of DeFiChain. The goal is to bring answers to some tricky questions and maybe bust some myths. We are
QE,
and Lord Mark, and today's topic is
how to transfer funds to MetaChain.
Gugi, welcome back to DeFichain Demystified. That was the
Welcome.
fifth take today. It's very difficult to get the intro right here. Thanks for bearing with me. Gugi, how are you today?
I'm perfectly fine. We are close to launching the MetaChain, so everybody's excited.
Okay. Absolutely true. So you thought, let's talk a little bit about how can we actually transfer tokens to the MetaChain layer. And I think that's something very useful. And most likely everybody's going to be interested. How do we do this? How do we get the DUSD there? And all these things and all the other fantastic tokens that we've got. I would say if you don't want to say any introductory words, then we jump into your amazing and very well-known graphics and animations. Here you go, this is QD.
Thanks. Where the whole topic about MetaChain, how to get the funds there and all that stuff, it's been talk of the town for some time, and especially since there is a bit of UX topic in the LightWallet, say it this way, but we will come to that. I thought let's make a video to explain how it works and a bit the connections between the both worlds when it comes to the LightWallet, so that people understand that a bit better and are prepared and ready for the MetaChain. Hopefully it's not too long today. Let's see. I try to make it quick. As a recap, so that everybody has an overview again. Our DeFiChain currently, so today we still have the UTXO and native DeFi, and starting tomorrow, or I don't know when we go live, but with the MetaChain we have the additional layer. And we have the possibility to transfer funds. Here we only have the DFI, but you can also transfer all the DSD tokens. So the DBTC, DETH, USDD, and all the D tokens, DUSD and SPY and everyone, can be transferred between those layers. And we will talk about that in a minute. First, I just want to get a bit of an understanding regarding the addresses, because we have natively an address, our standard DeFiChain addresses. Most LightWallet users know the DF1 addresses, which is one type of asset address format that we have. And on MetaChain, on the EVM layer, you always have this 0x something addresses, which are the ERC55 addresses. And now we have both in the chain and both possible, but they are kind of similar or can be the same. And maybe for a better understanding regarding the whole thing, regarding addresses and keys and something. Every address is basically just the public key of your private key. Everybody knows the private key, don't give it to anyone, because that's how you can make use of your funds. That's how you sign your funds and everything. And it's technically a bit hard to understand when you started pure technically. So let's make a metaphor. Let's say you are the private key, and when I give you a piece of paper and a pen and tell you to write your name, you write your name in a special way, because that's your handwriting and you write your name. And we can now say you are the only one who is able to write your name like that on a piece of paper, right? So we can say when you write your name, you can do that as your address. And if you have to sign something, any contract or anything, you can sign it, and anyone who sees, okay, this is your name, so this is you, and you can verify, okay, this is your signature, you signed that contract. So this makes it unique for you to write your name. If I now give you a stick and tell you to write your name in the sand, you still have your special way of writing the name in the sand, but it looks completely different. It's completely something different if you write your name in the sand, but it's still you that wrote it, and only you can write it like that, say it this way. And if maybe you even decide that you don't write your name like Lord Mark in the sand, but you draw something extra to it, which is special for you. So it maybe even look different, completely different, but it's still your name. And it's you are the private key, and it's connected to you, but two different types of how you write your name. And it's basically, you can compare it like that here, because we have a private key, and it's the same private key. It's still this, the private key can also be shown differently depending on how you encode it. So which language you use for the private key, that it's same, but it's underneath, it's the same private key that is for both addresses. So they look different. We have the DF1 something, and we have the 0x something. But for the same private key, for the same Lord Mark, if you write it as on a pen and with a pen on a paper, or if you write it in the sand, it's still you who controls the thing. So you have, with the same private key, you have an address on the native side, and you also have an address on the DMC side, on the EVM side, where you can control both things. So I hope that's halfway understandable that this is possible.
Okay, does it also have to do that there's just also a different address format for these different kind of layers, right? So, and on the one side, let's say translated into the DeFiChain language, it has to start with DF1, and on the Ethereum or on the EVM layer side, it has to start with 0x, and language, I think, is a super good explanations, translated into the language of that. Okay, good, get it.
Yeah, but the thing is, because it's a different address, and they are not connected, because it's hard. It's basically not really possible to say if they are connected and share the same private key.
Okay, so you cannot kind of translate one into another. That's
the thing.
Okay.
That's why it's hard, and not directly a different language. It's really you do it, and if it's different how you write it there.
Okay. Very good explanation. Yeah, I think now it's very clear. Yeah.
Still, we have up here the smart contracts and the addresses, and you can transfer stuff between addresses, and you can interact with smart contracts and all that stuff. We did videos about that, so we don't go into detail here, but just to have this connection regarding the addresses. Because now, when we look at how this is now in reality, in practice, when we work with the LightWallet. Everyone who didn't look at the testnet yet, when you go to the LightWallet, as soon as we have EVM activated, you will see a switch where you can switch between your DVM world and your EVM world. So your native DeFi world and your EVM world. And that's because we now, in the LightWallet, you have your account. And in your account, because your account, one address, till now it was one address, and one account basically is your one private key, and you can have multiple private keys in your LightWallet if you have multiple addresses there. And each private key is your DVM address as you know it right now. And now you also have your EVM level there, which is the LightWallet ERC55 address of the same private key. As we said here, same thing, but you have now both worlds available in the LightWallet. But there's one important thing to note, that the LightWallet can work basically here in the lower level, in the native DeFi side, can do all the native stuff. So everything that you can do with your LightWallet, with your DVM address, can be done with the LightWallet. And LightWallet knows how to do the boundary here, how to transfer funds. But all the actions up here, the EVM transactions from one EVM address to another one, or interacting with smart contracts, that's not possible in the LightWallet yet. So the LightWallet knows everything down here, including the transfer, the boundary, but not the world up here. For the world up here, you need an EVM tool like MetaMask or something. So MetaMask, it's not only MetaMask, but I always have MetaMask as a reference because everybody knows that.
Did you just say yet, or is this something?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because from everything I know, it's planned that there will be more functionality in the LightWallet regarding EVM.
Okay.
But I don't know when this will come. And honestly, I'm not sure how much the developers should focus on that, because there are a lot of EVM tools that can do that perfectly with the wallet connect in the browser and everything. So I'm not sure if we should invest too much resources into making the LightWallet a full EVM client when we already have that, and we should maybe focus more on that part. So it might come, I don't know when, and I don't know at what extent, say it this way. But right now it's important to understand that we can't do that yet. Now, the big question, how to transfer funds. Because this was now a bit the pretext, so that it's a bit better to understand. Because in the LightWallet, you will have the convert button, where you can convert funds between those worlds. But as I said, the problem is, as soon as you convert funds, for example, up here, LightWallet knows how to transfer up here, how to do that, but not how to work here. So as soon as, if you want to use it up here, you need to get it into your MetaMask. Make a new MetaMask address, MetaMask funds, a full wallet in the MetaMask, and transfer the funds there. And that is done via sending. So in LightWallet, you can, instead of converting, you can just say, send the token, every token that we have in there, every DAT, so the DBTC, DUSD, everything that can be converted to the MetaMask. If you send it, if you say just send, you can say, send it directly to a MetaMask address, because then you can, in there, put in your DVM address and send the funds to any other one in the native DeFi side, or you put in directly a COX address, and then it transfers directly. So the LightWallet knows how to do the boundary, and it takes the boundary, and instead of sending it to your own address, it throws it through the boundary directly into the other address. Just a transfer domain stuff directly into the address, and then you can use it on MetaMask. Then you can use it for EVM, work up here, everything's good.
Okay, so if I have understood this correctly, there are two ways. You can either send your token to yourself on your DVM layer address, or you can send it to somebody else directly, and then it's kind of doing two steps. It sends it to your DVM address first, and then sends it to somebody
that's
else.
The thing.
Right?
It's not two steps. It's not two steps.
Okay.
And that's, if you, to yourself, this is your account, but if you want to use it, it's still, this is also your account, just a different address, but a different wallet. And that's the thing. It's not sending it to yourself and then forwards, but it says, I transfer it across the boundary, and the target on the other side of the boundary is this other address, because I can put there any address. And so it's basically, if you want to say it like that, LightWallet knows how to put the bag over the fence. And it can give it to anyone over the fence, as long as it gives it from it, because that's also something, as we said before, with the signing. And private key, a wallet, is a signing device. So it's basically creating a transaction and signing it, that you can say, this is from my address. I'm allowed to do that. And then you send it to the network. So the LightWallet can do anything that creates the transactions coming out of here or here. Say it this way. It doesn't know how to do that. So it doesn't know how to create a transaction up here. If it would be able to know to do such a transaction, it could sign it, but it doesn't know yet how to create such a transaction. But it can create a transaction that does that, and since it's coming from the LightWallet, it's allowed to sign it. So that's why you can do that, but you can't do this direction. So if you want to go out, send it directly to the MetaMask address, don't convert. Now, you are in MetaMask, you have whatever you want there, you interact with smart contracts, you send it to someone else, whatever you want. MetaMask, perfectly fine. Now, the big question is how to get back to your DVM address. For example, if you want to go there, swap something, and then want the funds back in your native side. Because MetaMask can sign anything that's coming from this address, so it can sign anything, but MetaMask doesn't know the boundary. MetaMask doesn't know anything about that, doesn't know that there is even is a boundary. MetaMask can only work up here, basically. And so you can send with MetaMask here, because MetaMask knows that another ERC55 address, it's an EVM address. So you send it to your LightWallet side, so your LightWallet address. Now you have it in your LightWallet account in the EVM side. You have the funds in your account, and now you can say, okay, LightWallet knows the boundary. That's all it knows, because that's basically a native transaction pulling the stuff in, and it needs to sign that from this address. And since it's your LightWallet address, it can sign it and it can create it. So you can create the whole thing, make the transaction that converts it down into your DVM address.
But now it's kind of a two-step process, right? So now from the
This
MetaMask,
is
the
the
first transaction I have to sign on MetaMask, then I'm in my DeFiChain kind of sphere already. And now I have to, in the LightWallet, sign it to make it move down. But the LightWallet can see it. But if he wants to grab it and bring it down, then I have to pay transaction fees in DFI most likely, and then it's going to be transferred down. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Those
interesting.
two transactions
Yeah.
are native DeFi transactions. Those are not EVM, they are a combination basically. Technically, those are native DeFi transactions that include EVM transaction too. So they have both, so a native side and a EVM side. Both are signed with the fund. So if it goes down, you need to sign the EVM part of this transaction with the EVM key, or with the key for this EVM address, so that you are allowed to take it. If you pull it up, you need to sign it with your DVM address, and therefore it's going from the native side. You need the UTXOs for these transactions, and up here it's just EVM itself. So yes, here's a two-step process. Yeah.
Short question. Transaction fees are the same either way? So like kind of from DVM to EVM or from EVM to DVM, different fees?
Oh, okay. From EVM, so this and this are basically the same transaction fees.
Okay.
Because that's the native transaction fees where we pay, I don't know, 0.0001 DFI. You know, the transaction fees that we currently have on the native side. Up here you have the gas. One important thing is, as said, here we have both in one transaction, a native and an EVM transaction in one transaction, but they are special EVM transactions that pay no gas. So they are, because that's a special transaction that can do the transfer. So there is no EVM gas to be paid here, because it's a native fee that's paid. Up here we have the gas, and gas is far more than the native transactions. I mean, it's still
this is also adjusted by how well used the network is. Is this similar, that the gas fees are like, we all know, right? On Ethereum, the gas fees are so high because there were so many transactions, so prices for gas went up, or you needed more gas. Is this similar here, right?
It's exactly the same.
Okay.
But one big but.
It's cheaper.
You have it's in coins. So we have the same logic, the same thresholds and everything, 30 million gas and the gas fee and everything. But if you pay 0.1 coin for a transaction, it's a different dollar value if you pay 0.1 ETH or if you pay 0.1 DFI. So in coins, it's the same, but the dollar value of the transaction fee is completely different, because we are not at 2000 yet.
Okay. So at the end, the transaction is far cheaper because the coin value is so much lower than.
Transaction currently is about 10,000 times cheaper.
Okay, that's good. That's good news.
But so from the logic, from everything else, if we have a lot of transactions in there, a lot of gas used, the base gas fee goes up, you need to pay more gas and everything. Everything exactly the same as Ethereum. Just that the coins that you pay are worth less right now.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
So the downside from the Ethereum transaction or network transactions, we don't have it at the moment, as long as DFI is not going up to the same value of Ethereum. Then we're going to face the same cost. Okay, cool. That's awesome.
When DFI is around $2,000, then we will see if we need to, if on the way somewhere, it might take a bit of time till we see that price. But on the way, we might change some parameters, because we can do that. We might change parameters and say, okay, you pay less base fee. And the other thing is the base fee is burned. That's same as Ethereum. The base fee is burned, so we have also the constant DFI burn as soon as we have the EVM transaction going.
Okay, get it. Cool.
Yes. As I said, shorter than usual today.
Cool. So that's it, more or less.
That's how I transfer fund. Keep in mind, so really don't, if you want to go to EVM site and do something there, directly transfer it out, send it out to the MetaMask address directly from the DVM site. Don't try to go that way, because this way is not possible. So in this direction, out of the LightWallet is not possible yet. Keep that in mind. Beside that, everything's pretty straightforward and simple.
Do you maybe want to say 1, 2, or 3 sentences about if somebody wants to start with the MetaMask, what they have to think about? Because most people have a MetaMask out there, I guess, a MetaMask wallet. But they've been interacting with Binance Smart Chain or with Ethereum so far. They've never interacted with DeFi MetaChain. What do they have to change?
The same thing as they have to change from Ethereum to BNB.
Okay.
Put in the new network.
Okay.
Done. Everything else is the same. Everything else is really the same.
That was the question. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to do use the RPC that will be provided by, I don't know if my DeFiChain or the one from Birthday Research. So there will be information out there about that, also with the chain ID and everything, and put that in, and then everything is the same as you have it already. If you don't have a MetaMask yet, there is a lot of information out there. That's a good thing. For the whole EVM world, since we use exactly the standard tools, there's a lot of information and tutorials out there for that.
Okay. So. Where's this information about the RPC, for example, and what's the right network? What's the best way? Where can people find that they don't have to search for it? Is this somewhere displayed on the DeFiChain website, or any idea? Where do they find it?
I hope it will be on the website. I'm pretty sure there will be a blog. I guess as soon as it's available, it will be all over the place. Because everybody will.
So it's not going to be difficult to find it. As soon as the things are live, then this information is most likely going to be shown everywhere. Okay, I think that's important.
I think as soon as we are live, it will also be, because there are the services where you have that you can select it and not have to put it in manually and everything. This will all come up, but you have to keep in mind, this is now a complete fresh start from the thing. So it might take a few days or more until all the big services out there know us, except that there's a new EVM chain that's now selectable and everything. Cool. So that will be far easier over time. In the beginning, you might need to look at the usual places to get information.
Okay, cool. Most likely, a couple of people are going to see it before the hard fork and before DeFi MetaChain is activated, but most people are going to watch it anyway after, I guess. So don't worry, information is most likely everywhere available. Cool, Kügi. Thanks a lot. I think that really simplifies things, and hopefully people are not so afraid to use it, because of course it's still a little bit, I don't think that most people played around with the testnet, but as soon as the mainnet is live, so yeah, it's going to be run smoothly, as we hope. Thank you very much. Guys and girls out there, I hope that was helpful. I'm really looking forward to DeFi MetaChain. I hope you as well. And yeah, as soon as it's live, try it out, play around with it, and a lot of new exciting products are coming to DMC also soon, where you then hopefully can use all these things, because otherwise you just send your coins and tokens up and down between the layers. I think the real idea is that there are products that you can use, and then you're really gonna need that, right? Otherwise it's like a theoretical exercise if there are no products.
Yeah, we know already of products that will be
exactly. So there's gonna be...
it won't be at the first block, because all those products also need to deploy on MetaChain and everything. So
exactly. That's what I want to say.
Will be some days.
Exactly. There's going to be DUSD Staking from Chevelis, and then Vanilla Swap is planning a DEX, and Jellyverse is coming out sooner or later. So there's going to be products. Don't worry. This is all only to enable to use these products in the near future. Kügi, thanks a lot for the explanations. Thank you, everybody out there, for watching our DeFiChain Demystified episode today. And yeah, All the best to you, and hopefully see you in the next episode. Have a good evening, afternoon, or morning whenever you watch this. Bye bye.